Hello, Facebook friends and social media friends. Jeff Wilson here. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I am way behind on updating you for my recent debt payoff amounts. I didn't post anything in November. It was a very long month. And I actually did pay off some stuff. I'll update that here. And then I'll also update the fact that I paid off another loan and then some today. So there is that. Of course, following this video, you will see a nice little dance routine with me and my good pal Gus Gus. Say hello. And there you go. So the last time I updated, I just made a text post on Facebook on October 17th. I just paid off $550 that day, leaving me just over 60 or just under 65,000. So then a few days later, I paid off another 500, and then so total in November I paid off 1955 and 34 cents. That's the lowest month so far. That was part of the reason why I didn't post a video. I was kind of bummed about it. But other than that, there was just a lot of great things happening in my life, and it just kind of got put to the back burner for a bit. So either way, I've been still pounding away, getting after it. But then today, I decided to start catching up on some things. I only had a little over $1,100 to pay off on a tiny loan. That was the most recent amount that I started chopping down in November and a little bit in October. So those numbers I had paid off. So the small loan was $1,107 and 39 cents. And then I paid off another $1,656 on a new loan, leaving that new loan with just under $4,400 to go. So my new totals, I actually have a couple fun totals. So with the $1,800 and like $84 from my zero APR credit card, if you subtract that from my total debt, which is $60,433.42. You can check out my Facebook post if you want to see all that written, or also you can see the description below. So, and then also in a few days, I will be paying off another $555, and that will put me under, even with interest, it'll put me under 60K. But back to the credit card thing, if you take that out and you just look at my student loan debt, I am at $58,000 and $548.66. That is very close. I had 58,000 something just for my undergrad loans. Now they're all dispersed all over the place. I've been paying off different ones over the course of time, but physically the amounts adding up, and of course this is with interest and all that stuff. I am back to where I was before I started grad school. I was at 58,000 something. I want to say it was $800 or $900 at the time. I wasn't really keeping track much back then. And so that was a pretty exciting moment for me to see that I'm down, I've taken off the, 20 something, 28,000 or 26, about 26,000 or so for my full graduate program. And so that's just really exciting. So anyway, again, though, my total right now remaining is $60,433.42. Like I said, in a few days, it'll get under 60,000, which I am extremely pumped. And anyway, just a couple more things. This is December. Obviously, like myself, I honestly get paid a little bit less from my school jobs in December. It's just the way they disperse things. I take off 8, 9, 10, 12 days to go home to Michigan. And I will also be going a little bit to Florida. So there's just a lot of different ways that my finances are looking for December. I honestly, other than this amount, the $555 that I just mentioned, I may not pay off more than like a couple hundred more dollars, which for the total part of the month would give me somewhere in the ballpark of like somewhere around 33 to like 3,500, maybe a little bit more. So that's still a great month. But it's just not, it's not what I originally envisioned, I guess. But I'm also been saving for my quarterly tax payments, and I'll have around the amount, if not more than the amount, for January 15th, which is great. And that's not going to take away from what I'm doing just with all my other personal training finances and things like that from the school. So with that said, that is, I guess that's pretty much it. So the last time, it was about 42 days since the last time I updated. So apologies if you were just itching to hear another or see another video and to hear these things. But yeah, anyway, this is just it. I'm still very excited. It's been a little bit tough that things haven't gone. You know, my first 4 months, I paid off 18 grand on the nose. That's $4,500 a month. Now I'm like, I mean, I didn't even get 2,000 last month. I'll be somewhere around, 32, 33, 3,500 this month. It's still a great amount. I'm not trying to be, greedy with this, but it's just, it's a little tough when you start out so strong to see things kind of dwindle a little bit. So 2020, I am going to be going after it. I'll say more about that if I have any other updates. I'd like to do like a end of the year or maybe a beginning of the year update type of thing. So I'll go into more detail about my goals because I will be under 60,000 at that point. My original 2020 goal will probably not get hit. I don't see how that would be possible right now because I'd have to pay off somewhere in the ballpark of $5,000 a month. That's including interest. So we're talking probably like 5,200 on average a month I'd have to pay off. And that's going all the way up through December, of course, of next year. So my original goal of early December 2020, it's possible. I'm still trying to build my personal training business. If you live in Colorado Springs, hit me up. I also coach people remotely, and I coach runners and people looking to lose weight and basically change their overall health lifestyle and just improve their health. Change some negative habits, food habits, exercise habits, things like that, just so that they can change their life, lose some weight, whatever, what have you, maybe just get stronger or get faster out in the roads or the track, that type of thing. So anyway, with that said, I'm still very grateful for honestly what God has done in my life over the last couple years. It's been incredible to see all these changes and things falling into place. I have had an amazing last few weeks, a lot of changes in my personal life, and it's just been an absolute blast to go through some of those things and also to be able to pay off debt along the way and be able to see my future changing. If you're somebody that is really struggling trying to get things like especially student loans paid off or high credit card bills, 6-7 years ago, I just felt like I was under a mountain of debt. And now I have been blessed quite a bit, but I really worked my tail off for a long time, and it didn't feel like anything was happening, and I didn't feel like anything was really going my way. And so it's a really difficult journey for people to go through. It can be an extremely tough thing emotionally and psychologically. Just it can even manifest a little bit physically. I know I've had a lot of health issues over the years, and having this weight on my back didn't help things out at all. But the more and more I chop away at it, I can tell you if you're in one of those spots right now, you have whatever amount of debt. I can tell you that it takes a huge mindset change, and it takes a considerable amount of diligence and just willingness to not say yes to everything with people, to really buckle down and do a budget. I mean, you should. One day I'll probably show some of my entries in my book and how I'm doing my budget and all that kind of stuff. At some point, I'd like to write a book about this whole thing and looking at student loans and credit card debt and all that stuff and good ways to go about that. But for now, I'll just be making these posts, giving tips here and there. But with that said, it just takes a lot of patience, especially if you're under a mountain of debt. And for me personally, it's just so gratifying to see all these years of struggle. I mean, I have so many friends or, just people in my life that I, whether it's a friend of a friend, acquaintance type of thing where, things were, I'll just say, a bit easier. I made some choices with careers and stuff that took a little bit longer. I understand that. It is what it is, but I also had a few bad hands dealt to me throughout the years. I still am very grateful for my life, and a lot of great things have happened in my life, a lot of great people, but to when we're talking about finances and stuff and how much it just literally felt like I was getting hit in the face over and over and over again, and it was very hard to get back up. So I can tell if you're in that spot, you really need to, really look yourself in the mirror and think, okay, what am I willing to do in my personal life? What am I willing to change? in order to start even just chipping away. I used to not chip away at all because I knew I wasn't going to be able to do a lot at a time. And so I would literally just pay minimum payments, or I'd try to defer my payments and all that stuff. And I look back, it's like right now, if I had even just $1,000 less than I do now, that would now I would have gotten my goal 3 weeks ago, actually, of paying off the loan, which was my original goal. Not a huge deal, but for some that might be 3 months, or 6 months or something like that. And that would have just taken a few more years of diligence, even if it was small increments. So anyway, enough about that. But like I said, all I'll say is I'm very grateful for all the support I've had from friends and family over the years and stuff, and the people just that have blessed me in my life this year, and have seen the changes that have gone on in my life. It's definitely not something I could have done on my own, but I'm very happy to be going through this journey and just crushing this mountain of debt, one day, 1 week, 1 month at a time. It feels very gratifying to be doing that, essentially on my own. And yeah, so there's no mountain high enough for this type of debt. And just like previous debt payoff or specific loan payoff videos, I do have a wonderful video for you, or song that I will be dancing to, singing with Gus Gus, of course. And stay tuned. You ever need a helping hand, I'll be there on the top as fast as I can. Don't forget, subscribe to my channel, like this video, check out my Facebook post if you'd like, and keep crushing that debt.